if you can make a product, a tool that's completely personalized to Dave or whoever, you're going to be able to sell that more and then scale it. So if you can sell 1,000 products, but that product is tailored to each of those 1,000 people, they're going to buy that all day long. So think about that. How can you get as personalized as possible using AI? And this is dancing around that whole notion.
Welcome back to Making Money with AI, and we're excited today to share a brand new YouTube feature where YouTube is using AI to allow you to ask questions of their videos. So check this out. You have a video, you click the Ask button, and you could ask questions of that video, and it's all powered by AI. So you could ask, like, curious about what you're watching, I'd like to help. You could ask a question here, like, how big is the community on YouTube? And this is asking questions about your YouTube video. So if you put a YouTube video up, then the AI will answer questions, drawing the information from the video itself. And then, so here's an article that says YouTube launches a test of an AI chatbot that answers questions about videos. Now, again, it's just brand new. It's just testing right now. But this is where people can dive deeper into the content they're watching, because it's like a conversational tool, and it'll answer questions about the video that you're watching. And they're calling it YouChat. It's available starting Monday to a small number of people on a subset of videos. Now, right now, it's only going to be available for Android devices, but it's pretty cool what you've got here. You've got YouTube announcing this, and it's a test, and they're rolling it out. So it'll be the Ask feature where you'll be able to click the button and ask a question.
I think it's crazy, and it's also validating where everything's going. So it's kind of like years ago where it was like the Uber of this, the Uber of that. Well, now AI is getting its tentacles everywhere, whether we like it or not. Now, one thing I've been doing personally, and you and I, Dave, have been going deep into GPTs. I've been creating GPTs that are acting like certain people. So I'm having conversations with all these people that I admire. It's not the real person, but it's the GPT that's interacting just like them. This to me is like an extension around that whole thing. So, for example, we just made a kind of a long form video the other day on this channel. It was 20 minutes long. Well, what if somebody doesn't want to watch that for 20 minutes? They could just write, hey, what's the gist of this? What are they trying to tell me? And then the thing's going to summarize it for 30 seconds. Because a lot of times, Dave, it's interesting. Sometimes you'll watch a video, it's an hour long, you'll want to watch it. Sometimes it's like, man, I'd really love to watch that video, or I'll put it to watch later. But if it's longer than 5 minutes, I just don't have 5 minutes. So you go like, give me the 2-minute spiel of this. So that's really, really cool. And the fact that it can ask poignant questions, it just goes to this notion of being able to just consume content in a better way. We can look at content. We're flooded with content. We're getting content over here, content over there. There's 1,000 creators. There's 1,000 different people that I'd love to see their information. I just can't literally take it all in. This is a way to kind of be able to pick and choose and bring in the information that's relevant to me, that's relevant to you in a way that we want to see it. So, Dave, again, if you made a video that's 30 minutes long, maybe I want to know 7 minutes of that video. Maybe I want to watch the whole video. Maybe somebody only wants the 30 seconds of that video, but now we're getting to get it our personalized way. The key word here is AI to make it personalized for you.
Exactly. Personalizing it. And, there's a lot of videos, there's a lot of interviews on YouTube. I watch a lot of them. Like someone like Joe Rogan, someone like Lex Friedman. They do these 3-hour interviews, right? Deep dives with somebody that's really interesting, like with Elon Musk or with somebody, right? And then imagine this, like let's say the headline or the title of the video was what Elon Musk thinks about this, right? But you don't want to wade through the whole 3 hours to get to that point. So you could just ask the question, ask the chatbot. So what does Elon Musk think about this, right? And
or when does it get to this point? I bet you it says, when do they start talking about this? And it's like, at 1 hour and 33 seconds, that's when they start talking about this. Okay, let me watch the video from there.
Exactly. That would be amazing. That'll be like a timestamp thing. And so those are some of the uses for this. Right now, this is available on Android. I'm waiting for it to be available on Apple, iOS. And so are there ways we can make money with this?
Absolutely, because again, it goes with, first of all, the mindset of understanding that we should all be sold on AI and know that it's coming. Number one, you should be at that point. Number two, the name of the game, in my opinion, and Dave, I want your thoughts on this too. The name of the game, in my opinion, is personalization. So I envision a world, this sounds scientific here, but I envision a world that pretty soon, sooner than we think, we could be driving down the road and we have special glasses on that I look and all of a sudden I'm seeing ads that are served up for me. Maybe it knows that I like Starbucks. So all of a sudden, when I turn and look at something, I'm getting an offer for Starbucks. When Dave passes by the skateboard shop, it's telling him about the skateboard that they know he would love this skateboard
Right.
because right. And it's this whole thing like we want to have privacy, but yet we're so out there in the world. There's all these different things that are happening here. But in my opinion, personalization is the key, and that's going to be one of the benefits of AI. So when you put on that lens of how can I make AI that is personalized to a person,
Yeah.
how is that going to not sell? If you can make an ad completely tailored to Dave using AI, if you can make a product, a tool that's completely personalized to Dave or whoever, you're going to be able to sell that more and then scale it. So if you can sell 1,000 products, but that product is tailored to each of those 1,000 people, they're going to buy that all day long. So think about that. How can you get as personalized as possible using AI? And this is dancing around that whole notion.
Yeah, I love it. Well, for sure, we can follow and model what YouTube is doing. And I think that's a great message for this video is look at what the big players are doing. Look at what YouTube is doing, what Amazon is doing, how they're using AI, because they're kind of the leaders. They're setting the pace and they're setting the direction. And we follow along and we notice that. Great point right there, James. I think we notice that and we model our stuff. So we see personalization is going to be big. We offer personalization as well. And just like with GPTs, like I made a GPT, you've made quite a few of them, but I made one about the Think and Grow Rich book, right? So now I could personalize that book to my personal situation, and I could ask it, how would you plan out a day so you use all these principles in the book to maximize the results from Think and Grow Rich, right? So that's me personalizing that book to my needs without me having to go read the whole book, although I should again. It's been a long time since I read the first time. But without having to read the whole book, you just get the meat of it, right? And you use it for your personal life. So to me, that's a great message. And I'm glad you brought that up, James, that personalization is going to be the big thing in AI. And to the extent we can personalize our stuff, let me give you one other example. So I just created this massive course. And in that course, I took all the transcripts from the first session. I'm doing 4 sessions, all the transcripts, and I loaded them into a GPT, a brand new GPT, right? And so now the people who are taking my course will be able to do what we've just said here that YouTube is doing. They'll be able to ask a question, what did Dave say about this? Or what does Dave think about this, right? Or how should I do this based on just the data from the course, just the information. So that's a way to personalize and add more value. When you add more value, you add more income to your bottom line, right? Value equals income.
When you think about products that you sell, here's a simple one is that you can add it that all of a sudden you have an AI. If it's Dave's course and he's teaching YouTube, for example, well, it's almost like a support mechanism because you could say, okay, let's just say it's GPTs. I want to have it that if people have these kind of questions, here's the kind of answers that I'm going to give them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that when you sell a product, you could give them a GPT, for example, and then it's like, hey, just so you know, I've kind of downloaded myself into this GPT. So if you have questions about this course, which you've uploaded the course to that GPT,
right?
It can reference that, but also you have your kind of twist of, well, if they have a question with billing, tell them to go here. If they've got this question here, blah, 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 blah. And you have that all there. So you've already got yourself kind of inserted into a support role because no one likes support. So those kind of things. And one other point too, when you look at things like sometimes people say, why do I want to follow an Amazon? Why do I want to follow a Google? Because there's these big players and people have this kind of connotation like us against the system. The thing is, you have to watch these players. There's a lot of smart people, in these companies. For example, many years ago, I moved to a certain town, small town. There was nothing really there. All of a sudden, a Walmart appeared in this town. And I'm thinking to myself, there's going to be a lot more coming here. Why is that? Because Walmart is a smart company. And if Walmart moves to a specific town, it knows probably with 99% certainty that town is going to be viable for the next 20, 30 years. Sure enough, 5, 10 years later, there's 100 other stores there. And they were smart enough to recognize that and be there early. So when you're seeing YouTube inserting itself with this stuff, when you're seeing these other companies, it's just, again, I think most people on this channel are already kind of bought and sold on AI, but
Right.
just another thing to validate that this is where the future is. Because look at all these companies with a mad dash to get AI into their products. So
Exactly.
it's just how it is.
It is a mad rush. It's like another gold rush. It's kind of like the internet gold rush times 10 with AI. And so we want to be following those leads. We want to be, like James said, they've got staff and staff, and they've got so many people that are all geniuses, especially companies like Google, YouTube, et cetera. They know what's coming down the road, but also culturally, we know everything's going to shift this way. So why don't we get ahead of the curve, right? And be there at the same time that these big companies are. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. We have an amazing set of courses down below. Click on the link in the description. You'll also get our free ebook called 40 Ways to Make Money with ChatGPT. The link will be down in the description, and we'll see you next time on Making Money with AI.